Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Skull and Mortar. Today I'm going to break some more barbecue rules, and we are gonna deep fry ribs. Thank you for joining me and my loud ass refrigerator. Let's get to it. Now, I've never done this before. I'm completely shooting from the hip here, but I think spare ribs are probably a little bit too out of control for this experiment, so I'm gonna use baby backs. Baby backs are perfect and meaty, and they're really gonna absorb up that oil, and I think they're gonna just go crazy with the flavor here. Now, we're gonna do both breaded ribs and we're gonna do some that are naked. We're just gonna drop them straight into the fryer with some seasoning and see how they turn out and find out which one is better. Now, I've got my Dow Strong Omega Series slicing knife, which I'm gonna have a link to in the description below. I'm gonna put these ribs bone side up, and I'm gonna go ahead and try and find the straightest way to cut these ribs. I can almost guarantee you that I'm going to cut them wonky as possible. Now, one thing that you're going to want to pay attention to when you're cutting baby back ribs is you're going to want to kind of cut them at an angle. That allows your knife to slide underneath that bone that curves up at the top and get as smooth of a cut as possible. Now, once you get your ribs cut up, you're going to want to go ahead and get them situated in a pan and season them on all four sides with that Skull and Mortar barbecue rub or the rub of your choice. Now, for the second section of the ribs, we're going to have to get a little more involved, and we're going to need to make an egg wash here. You can beat it together, just a couple of eggs using our fancy high-end whisk or a plastic fork from Wendy's, which is what I used. Now, I got about 1/8 of a cup of Skull and Mortar rub, and I'm going to go ahead and dump some MSG on top of this. I want to try and pull out whatever flavor I can here. Go ahead and give it a little mix. Grab a bowl of flour and dump your rub right in on top of it. We're going to try and keep that barbecue flavor in there. Now, you're going to want to mix your rub and flour together and make sure that you make a mess all over your countertop. Now, we've breaded these basically the most standard way possible. We went ahead and dipped them in the eggs, spun them around, and then put it in our flour mixture for the breading. Finally, it's time to go ahead and drop these in the fryer. We're going to start with the naked ones first. We have our fryer up to about 350 degrees. Now, you can use a Dutch oven, but I got a fryer and I'm just going to use it. I don't really honestly see much of a difference. Now, no matter what fryer you use, do not overfill your fryer or it will overflow and you'll have a horrible burning death grease mess. Now, you can tell the grease is definitely significantly darkened, but look how beautiful those ribs look. They look great. We're going to set them over here on this baking rack to allow them to kind of drip off a little bit and cool down some before we try them out, but I'm really impressed with how they look. Now, it's time to make sure that we get our breaded ones. I'm just going to let the footage speak for itself. Now, you'll notice here there is definitely a darkening of the grease, so I would think that you're going to have to change this grease pretty often. Now, I let these go for about 5 minutes and I wasn't really happy with how the breading looked, so I decided to go ahead and throw them back in and just kind of do these by eye. Now, after about 8 minutes, I felt like the breading was crispy and golden looking like fried chicken, which is where I want them visually. Alright guys, everybody's favorite taste tester is back. He's still a certified G even though he wasn't allowed to wear the sweatshirt for 14 videos in a row. Alright, so we are going to try these deep fried ribs. Here we got the non-breaded, here we got the breaded. I don't know if either one are going to be good, but in the middle here we have some Skull and Mortar barbecue sauce, which is available for pre-order in the description below. I know, you guys thought it was never going to happen, but it's down there right now for pre-order. You ready to dig into these, dude? Which rib do you want? I'm going to get this guy right here, looks pretty juicy.
I'll get this guy.
Well, little guy, you want to dip in some sauce or want to go straight in?
How much is it?
Just dip it. No, just put it in there. Come on. You never dipped a French fry before or something? Alright, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna taste the meat.
Where's my mouth? That's good.
Whoa, dude. I'm actually surprised. That is good, isn't it?
Actually, really, really good.
I'm gonna try some with some sauce. I'm really surprised by how good this is. It's not fall off the bone. Like, it's not gonna fall off the bone, but it's good. Wow, I don't know, it came clean off the bone right there. I'm really surprised by that. These here are the deep fried ones. Fred's going for some sauce. I'm gonna go straight out with no sauce. It's pretty good. It's not as good as, this one is definitely the better one, wouldn't you say? I don't know, what do you think, man?
I think I like this one better.
Me too. This one right here is actually like shockingly good.
It's way easier to eat.
Yeah, I'm not much for I don't like the breading so much on this one. So I think I would go without the breading. But all in all, I mean, this one right here, I'm probably gonna eat all these, dude. They're freaking good.
I recommend that one if you have braces because it's way easier to eat.
All right, guys, the refrigerator has finally bowed out, and we have tasted these ribs. We're gonna suggest it with no breading. Come back next week for a brand new recipe right here at Skull and Mortar. And by the way, guys, for real, hit the subscribe button, the like, leave a comment. Again, like, this is the whole bane of my existence.